93% of professionals have the knowledge, but the moment somebody asks them a question, they start rambling, they start going in circles, they start losing the room completely. Today, I'm going to give you one powerful framework that will make you sound sharp, structured and intelligent every single time you open your mouth. That's right. I'm going to give you 2 skills that will transform how you communicate, how you answer questions, especially spontaneously on the spot, and how to ask questions that will make people think you are brilliant. Both use the same AAA framework, and by the end of this video, you'll be using it in your very next meeting. Hi, this is Bishal Sarkar, India's highest paid public speaking coach with 16 years of work experience, training leaders and executives at companies like Microsoft, IBM, Google, Cisco, and many more. And the number one communication mistake I see across all this organization, and that is people speak before they think. Let's fix that right now. Stay with me till the end because I'm going to give you the most powerful skills that most people do not know, and that's why they look intelligent without even realizing it. So let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a meeting, somebody asks you a question and you just start talking without knowing where the answer is going? Yeah, I've worked on this project and there were too many things happening and we had this deadline and the client came back and the changes, and basically what I'm trying to say, bap, bap, bap. Sounds familiar? This is exactly what I call verbalizing unprocessed thoughts. You're throwing raw, unorganized thoughts out loud and making the listener do the work of untangling them in their mind, understanding them, making sense of them, all while you're trying to formulate your response. Whew. That is unfair to your listener, don't you think? And it's also damaging your credibility. Here is a rule that I give every single of my corporate clients, and I want you to write this down. Write this down. Organize before you verbalize. What? Organize before you verbalize. So before you open your mouth, organize the thoughts in your head first. Even if it takes 3 to 5 seconds, that 3-second pause alone can change how you're perceived by others in a room. Now, here is the tool that I think makes it possible. I call it the AAA framework. Okay? A1, answer the question. The very first sentence out of your mouth must be the direct answer. Not context, not background, not story, the answer. Somebody asked, I was on a podcast a couple of days back and somebody asked, Bishal, what is the most important skill of a leader? And I said the most important skill is persuasive public speaking skills. Done, direct, clear. The room immediately knows what you're talking about, which direction you're going, and they are not losing interest. You have given them the direction. A2, add details. Now you build. This is the real substance of your answer. Add a reason, a story, a numbered list, whatever. For example, I can say public speaking is the most important skill because every decision a leader makes, every team they build, every vision they sell, it all depends on how well they communicate. In fact, I've coached senior leaders at Fortune 500 companies who have great ideas, but they could not move a room. The moment they improve their communication, their career changed forever. So pro tip, number your points. Say, there are 3 reasons I do this. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And the more you do that, so you tell the point, then you tell the reason, and then comes A3, that is answer again. Close the loop. Restate your original answer. So you tell the reason and then you say, and that's exactly why I believe that the people who want to grow to the highest level in their career have to master public speaking. When you repeat the answer at the end, beginning, at the end also, there is zero confusion. Everybody feels satisfied. The conversation is complete. By the way, if you really want to change your life, make sure to subscribe to the channel because every single week I give you different tips and tools. Subscribe now. Now let's talk about the second skill, asking questions intelligently. Because remember, your level of intelligence is not just by what you say, but by the quality of the questions that you ask. I've been in different events where people get up, they start asking questions and they spend 3 minutes and they don't even come to the question. That one moment destroys credibility that took years to build. The same AAA framework works perfectly here. Here, A1 is about asking question first. 1 sentence, 1 short, clear answer. Bishal, how do I stop getting nervous before presentation? That's it. The question is out, clean, clear. A2, add context. Now give enough background for the other person to understand your situation. For example, Bishal, I asked this question because last week I had a presentation to the senior leadership team and my heart was racing and I lost my train of thought. So you ask the question, you give the context, and 3, ask for help. Specifically exactly what you want. If you do not tell somebody exactly what you want from them, they will answer in a direction that may not help you at all. So at the end, you can say, so Bishal, can you say what specific technique would you recommend for managing nerves in the first 30 seconds of a presentation? Remember? Asking the question, giving the context, asking specifically. Now people can give you precise, relevant, genuine, helpful answer. That is how smart professionals ask questions. That is what makes you look intelligent in every room you walk into. Remember, the more you practice it, the faster your brain builds the habit of organizing it. And once it becomes a habit, you will never ramble again. Right now, think about the last thing that you rambled in a meeting or did not know the answer to a question directly. Now, drop in the comment and tell me which part of the AAA framework would have helped you the most. Is it answering, adding details, or closing the loop? So let's recap everything today. The golden rule: organize before you verbalize. Never throw unprocessed thoughts at your listener. Next, we spoke about the AAA framework for answering. A1, answer the question directly into the first sentence. A2, add details, reasons, stories, examples, and numbered points. And A3, answer again, restate your point to close the loop. And now we spoke about the AAA framework for asking. Ask your question in one clear sentence, add context, just enough for the listener to understand your situation. And A3, ask for exactly what you want, be specific. One framework, two different applications. Use it starting today in your next meeting, in your next conversation, in your next presentation. Now, if you want to go deeper than this, if you want to not just understand this AAA framework, but if you really want to practice it live, get real feedback, and if you want to build the habit of communicating like a CEO in every situation, then I'm inviting you to a special masterclass called Speak Like a CEO Masterclass. It's a 3-hour intensive where we work exactly on your structure, your clarity, your confidence, your presence. The link is in the description. Click it, join us. Because remember, every single time you open your mouth, you're either building your career or you're destroying your career. And if this video gave you value, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that bell icon. Every single week, I share powerful strategies to help you speak, lead, and communicate at the highest level. Bishal Sarkar here, reminding you that public speaking is not about perfection. It's all about connection. See you soon.